All right, so we're cutting out some time today. In class or in our group setting, we've been going through what we'll call a correctives day on Thursdays. It's a way to kind of separate a lot of the workload in the beginning of the week and the back of the week to really focus on quite a few things. So we'll go through some zone 2 work, just a little bit of cardio at a real light intensity for recovery purposes, and then we'll go through some strength work. Our theme's kind of been carries or get-ups, some great core stability, and just different joint stabilization exercises done at a moderate to light load in a short window of time. And then our two big ones, though, in the corrective series is we've got 10 minutes dedicated to an upper body segment and 10 minutes dedicated to a lower body segment. And so today's theme, or what we're getting into today, this week, is we're kind of addressing something that we've seen pop up quite a bit, is just the lack of ability to get into one of our main movement patterns, the hip hinge, and how to perform it correctly. With it being something that we utilize almost on a daily basis in the gym, we just want to make sure that we're going through this movement properly, and we have some tips and cues that you can see outside of the class setting that may benefit you. So, and a big part of this too is like, and I'm going to do this a lot more on my page, is talk about the design, program design, and things and thoughts that go behind it and into it. But this is one of like the foundational things I use in program design is movement patterns. And so how we aren't utilizing the same ones too routinely, how we try to touch on everything within our general physical prep, which is GPP, or our basis behind our group program and strength and conditioning. So I'm going to grab this PVC pipe, and today we're going to cover the hip hinge. And so just a quick note on what this movement is and where it will be utilized. So in the strength setting, think deadlifts. In the weightlifting, we got power cleans. In plyometrics, it's jumping, it's sprinting. In conditioning and rowing and skiing. So it is a very important movement that we do properly. And in our Thursday corrective setting, we're just going to spend or dedicate some time to just going through some very rudimentary regressions to benefit our hip hinge. So we'll go through different positions in tall kneeling, we'll go through standing, but today I want to demonstrate our standing one. So the dowel rod is going to kind of give me just some feedback as I go through it. So I've got 3 points of contact, and I want to maintain these 3 points as I go through this hip hinge. So I'm going to start, feet are about hip width. If you need to, you can widen them out just a little bit, shoulder width. But my 3 points are going to contact the hips, my thoracic spine, so I'm at my mid-back, and then I want to make sure my head is in a good position, so I'm back against that PVC pipe there. So this is posture. This is our neutral spine. This is what we want to maintain as we go through this. But I'm thinking with my lower half, I've got a little bit of my knees, so just kind of soft. I'm not locked out, but I'm initiating everything with my hips. So the first thing I'm going to do as I go through my hinge is I'm going to push my hips back. So you can see that angle at my hips change, but I'm not changing the angle really at my knees. And so this is about the in range of motion for me before I start to lose my 3 points of contact with the PVC pipe. Yours may be a bit higher. So if you do have some restriction, yours may be, I don't know, a quarter of the way there, halfway there. But whatever we can do to get some feedback to try to maintain that position through a good hinge, full range of motion, is what we're working towards. So a lot of the time, whether it's you are experiencing back problems, in my experience, it's definitely more of a motor control problem than it is a lack of flexibility or a lack of core stability. Like those two things may be relevant and involved, but typically we can clear up that movement pattern and get you just in much better positions just by doing some patterning and some control work there with that dedicated focus. So slow things down, work with a little bit of a tempo and intent as we go through that. I promise you, you'll be moving better by the end of tomorrow.